Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for May 22nd, 2026. All right, commercial research analysts and business development leads, we need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. 0 seats left in the GPS displacement window review. 3,000 opportunities, competitive displacement windows this week. That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS100 at the-icon.ai capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 3,000 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov. 3675 legislative signals. 0 federal hiring signals across agencies, 24 C-SPAN captures, and all of that is happening while market BCL is 0%, with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. The sheer number of opportunities this week, 3,000 in a 168-hour window, suggests a robust flow. Yet when we scratch beneath the surface, the narrative becomes a bit more nuanced. The capture terminal highlights the CBP Design Build Construction IDQ as the top recurring title, yet without specific amounts attached, it teases but doesn't fully satisfy. If you read this market closely, you know that while volume is appealing, the absence of concrete financials can obscure true value. What we're seeing is a tension between accessibility and raw volume as these opportunities flood the market but lack clarity in their fiscal impact. The business capture life cycle, BCL percentage, sits at 0. An unusual flatline that speaks volumes. It suggests a possible bottleneck in converting these opportunities into actionable projects. For managers who read this tape, this is a critical signal that while opportunities are plentiful, the process flow toward realization might be encountering friction. The key takeaway here isn't just about the number of opportunities, but about understanding where the conversion energy is stuck. Another piece to consider is the concentration of identical top postings. Multiple listings of the same opportunity can lead to a false sense of abundance. It raises the question of whether these listings are truly independent opportunities or a reflection of administrative redundancy. For commercial research analysts, this is a cue to dive deeper into each listing's validity and alignment with strategic objectives rather than take the count at face value. Shifting focus to the secondary signals, the absence of terrain holes, hiring activities, and lobbying clusters paints a unique picture. This lack of movement could imply a market in a holding pattern, potentially leading to mispricing opportunities for those who can read between the lines. The stability here contrasts sharply with the opportunity flow, suggesting that while the front end is bustling, the back end may be quietly recalibrating. The court opinions and legislative actions also remain dormant. For business development leads, this signals a period where regulatory and legal landscapes are not imposing immediate barriers or catalysts. This stagnation can be a double-edged sword, indicating either a temporary lull before a storm of activity or a genuine quiet that allows for strategic maneuvering. With no hiring surges or agency-specific activity, there's a potential misalignment between available opportunities and organizational capacity to pursue them. For those savvy in market dynamics, this gap represents a strategic entry point to align resources with potential untapped opportunities before others catch on. Ultimately, the absence of glaring signals in these secondary areas might be the market whispering instead of shouting. For those who are keen on finding smart portfolio moves, it's an invitation to trust the quieter yet telling undercurrents of market dynamics. The geospatial technology market, characterized by its rapid evolution and increasing integration across sectors, is ripe for strategic expansion and innovation. As you evaluate opportunities, ask yourself, are we leveraging data synthesis to anticipate shifts in federal demand? How can we optimize our positioning to capitalize on commercial adjacencies? What system theory principles can we apply to ensure our strategies are resilient and forward-looking? Our conviction is clear. By maintaining a proactive and informed stance, we can seamlessly align with emerging trends and secure a competitive edge in an ever-dynamic landscape. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. 0 seats left in the GPS displacement window review. When this window closes, as the terrain that justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GPS 100, communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite. 6.4 million records, 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from build to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free, and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. I notice you've been inactive for a moment,